Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So this week I'm using the new back to school kikki.K cat collection. We've definitely gone cat overload this week, but I really like it, so let's go ahead and get to it. So this week feels like it's a massive throwback, which is it just feels funny using a kikki.K collection because I haven't done it for so long. So I thought I'd start out with the washi tape. This is very old school right now. So we're going to do the light blue washi down the middle because this tape does sort of feel more vertical than horizontal to me. So I'm going to put this down along the holes. I'm going to actually, do it straight there. So we'll go straight down here, and I'm just trying to put this as close to the edge as I can. Also trying not to get my head in the shot. So flip it around that way. There we go. We'll do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll just cut off the excess. Then I thought I'd put the navy washi at the top and the bottom, and just to have it finish where the cats are. I just want to see what that looks like before I decide that's what I want to do, because it is that then makes it very cat overload, but let's face it, this whole week's going to be cat overload, so I think we'll go with it. So I'm just going to put that at the top, just sitting it on the line, and then just grab my ruler, and I'm just going to tear this, and that way I know it's done, and B, I don't have to get my knife out. So I'm just lining that up and just pulling that straight off, and you get that straight line. And get the same thing on this side. I don't know why when I do this with stuff that's not like on the edge of the page, it doesn't work as nicely, but that one did. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. Obviously this one's going to be a bit thinner though, because it's not as thick a space, so I'll just cut off the excess. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and punch the holes in up here as well. Now hold on, this is what I mean when I've needed to leave more room there. I don't know if this will work. If I ever leave not quite enough room on the end of the washi roll or washi bit, this is where I end up messing this up, but we'll give it a shot. It worked. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess on the bottom, do the other side, and then I'm going to punch the holes out and be right back. So we've got the cats under control. You may have noticed for this side I whited out the February. I don't know how I forgot to do it on this side. I could pull it up, but I just don't want to. I'm going to remember to do that though for the days of the week, because we're going to cover these up as well. And I'm going to use the sort of brown paper washi that comes with this kit from kikki.K. So I'm going to have it so it sits across there, and then I'm going to put a sticker over the top to put the day of the week back in. I could really easily leave them the way they are. I just really like this washi, and I want to use it as a bit of a feature. And I also want to try to have this cut, or I want to have it looking like a bit of a torn thing. It's times like this I really do wish I had a washi dispenser so that I could make it look super cool, but unfortunately. So I'm just going to show you with Tuesday. So I'll wipe that out. So I've got the little bit here. And I want it to look not perfect, so that's sort of the point of it like that. So you've got your kind of craft looking tape, Then I'm going to grab these stickers from Kmart. I did a review of I'll go with review of these a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to put them in on there. So you've got the Tuesday, and then I'm going to use the numbers that also come with this, which they don't quite match as nicely. I need my tweezers. There they are. I'm just seeing what they look like before. Yeah, no, they're too small. They're going to be too small. So just checking what else I got from Kmart before I decide to use something else. I just don't really want to use gold. Oh, I know. So these ones are similar, kind of the plasticky kind of ones. These ones are from Heidi Swapp, and I got them from what's that place called? Spotlight, a really, really long time ago, but I don't use them very much because they don't, number one, I don't really like the plastic, but number two, I don't ever have something that the numbers need to be this big, but that's actually going to really fit. So if I do it like that, that actually looks okay. So I'm going to continue that all the way down the page. So I'm going to wipe them all out and then cover them up. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all of my numbers back in. Now comes something that I haven't done for a little while, and I have to make a flipper because guess what? Footy season starts this week. Ridiculous but true. And then we can start on actually sort of putting some decorative bits in here. So what I know I want to use is this little tag, this one with the cat. So I'm just going to pop that out. Just being a bit careful so I don't rip his tail. And then I want to put in this sticker at the front. So I'm just trying to work out how that's going to sit. I need to cut off the fluffies. I think I'll have it sit like that. Now that would be fine, it's just I'm not going to fit all the details in there, so I need to have it be a little bit wider. So if I put that and then the sticker gives me the room to write. So if I put that, just don't want to have too much white, which I kind of am going to end up having to have. Alright, so I'm going to put this down and I'm going to leave some room around it. There we go. If I have it sit like that, I can cut the cat all the way around so that there's not any white showing. And then we'll have the little taggy bit. It'll sit that way and we'll have the little tag come down here. Like I'll just punch the holes in that and that should work. And then what I'll do on the other side, so I'll cut that out, or I'll stick it together, and then I'll stick this down on the side. So I love the speckles there, and the lines will help me keep everything kind of where it needs to be. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer and just trim up the side. I'm not going to cut right where I need it yet because I can come back and do that afterwards. We'll stick the little kitty down. I'm just going to do this before. I'm going to get rid of the fluffies first and then stick the cat down. Alright, there we go. So So I have two choices now. I can either cut this out and then stick the back on and then cut it out again, which feels like a lot of work. Or I can just stick the other side down. That's fine. The only thing I'm going to do first though is I just want to get the bottom cut, and that's just so that I can line up my the lines so that they're straight. I don't want them to be wonky, so I'm just going to do just this little edge, and I'm leaving a little border but I'm not meaning to, so I'll go back in there and do that again. Okay, it's not quite right. Sometimes you sort of have to come from the other edge to get the line right. That's better. And that way I can line this up on this side. So I'm just grabbing that piece of paper. I need to cut off a little bit at the bottom. And then if I stick that like that, that line should then be straight, or straightish, across the page, and it should be okay. And then I can just cut it out the whole way around. It doesn't matter if it's not 100% perfect. I'm just trying to make it as good as I possibly can. Now, because we are going to be cutting this out, we don't know where the edges are going to be. So I'm putting probably a lot more glue on there than I necessarily need it to have, but that's all right. So stick that down like that. And I think that's straightish. And then we can go ahead and cut out all the way around the cat. So we're going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our little cat. Now I've made two little boo-boos. One's over here and one's down here. Thankfully, I have enough paper that I should be able to sort of fix it enough that you don't notice it. So all I'm going to do, put a little bit of glue tape along the edge there, along the feet here, and then just stick that on. I'm just going to really gently rub off the dots that are on that excess, and then just really quickly cut those out as well. This should take like 2 seconds. Okay, it took a little bit longer than 2 seconds, but not much. So I'm going to do this next bit off camera just because I don't want you guys to have to sit through it, and it really doesn't take that long anyway. So all I'm going to do is mark out, actually I'll mark this one out and then I'll do the writing off camera. So I'm just going to flip that over, grab a pencil, and I'll just punch these out first. So I'm just punching straight through the sticker. So the little cat's going to sit right there. And I'm just going to go ahead off camera really quick and put in all the women's footies details, and I'll be right back. Okay. So I've got the little cat that sits there. By the way, I think that looks so cute. I was really worried that the cat shape would look really odd, but I actually think it looks really nice there. So that's that done. Now we get to put all the regular kind of things in. So I need to cover up the bits and pieces though. So what I'm going to do is use this little yellow cat, because he actually fits there just perfectly. And that covers up the bits and pieces, and then I can kind of just go from there. So we're going to have... I need to put in my regular kind of things first. That would be the smarter thing to do. So the gym is on Wednesday. Back to Wednesday this week. So I'm just going to put that just up here just so that I can see it. So it's not hidden behind the cat. And then Thursday is my day off this week. I'm only having one. So just bring that one in and put that in on Thursday. I'm just going to put it down the side here. I'm not going to forget, but just in case. I need something just to show that I'm working all weekend. So I'm just having a quick look through these Kmart ones. I'm just checking that there's nothing here that kind of, no, not really. I'm just going to grab these ones from Beehaven, the ones that just say work. So I'm just going to use those, put them on Saturday and Sunday. And then I can put what time I'm working in there as well, because I don't know yet. Now we can get to putting some decorating kind of things in. I don't really need to use another quote because this one's obviously really big, so I think I'll avoid that. But I do want to put in a bunch of the little cats. And I'm really tempted to just put in this little guy and just have him stuck at the top. Where is he? I kind of want this guy just poking out here, and I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to cut him out really, really quick and then stick him down. Actually a really easy shape, so it works really well. I'm just going to stick him down just like that. I just like the idea of him popping up from at the bottom of the page. I was just saying to Ryan, I could have used him as a flip down, which would have worked to put your footy details in as well, or notes or anything else you might want to do. No, down there. Gee, I wonder, no, I'm not going to. I was just sort of thinking I might alter the way his head looks, but I'm not going to. Okay. Alright, so we just need to put in couple of little decorative stickers and then a few things just as reminders. So I'm just going to put in, there's a couple of work meetings going on this week that I'm not a part of, but I still want to put something to signify it just so I don't forget where all of my co-workers are. So I'm just going to put little pink symbols for anything that there's a meeting, and I'll put those details in later. And then I'm just going to grab a couple of the little cats, and we're just going to have them randomly sitting around the place. I haven't decided where yet. One there. This is where we're going to bring in some more of the pink and the yellow, because it's definitely blued, not blued out, but there's a little bit too much blue going on. It's definitely going to be cat overload by the time you're done here. There's far too many cats. I think as long as you don't put too many of the cats that look the same next to each other, they'll be okay. So I've just grabbed a bunch of the different shapes, and I'm just going to use them the same way as I just did the cats, but just to break up some of the whiteness. It sort of feels like a bit much in some places, and some places has too much blue and not enough yellow, so I'm just using this to balance that out a little bit. I don't want to leave behind here completely empty, but I also don't want to put, that's the dog needs to go there. I also don't want to put anything back there that's then going to get completely hidden. So that's okay because the cat kind of fits there, and then we'll put the yellow one down there so that the page looks right. It's just that one of them's hidden behind there. A pink spot over here, little squiggle thing there, and a little squiggle thing over there. Yes. So I'm just double checking first there's nothing else I want to put on here. This one's a bit silly, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there's a little start meow sort of washi tape thing here. I just want to cut that. So I don't want to use the whole strip, I just want to use a little bit. And I'm just going to really gently round the corners off here, and that's only because the other side already is. I just want them to match. I'm just going to stick the start meow at the top of this page. Just feel like it's missing something at the top. And it's not a quote, but it's a little thing. So there we go, there's my week using the new back to school cat collection from kikki.K. I really do like the flipper. I think once it's in my planner it'll look a little bit better. It looks a little out of place at the moment, but once it can flip freely it'll look really good. Still obviously a lot of room for me to be able to write things in, easy space to put happy mail, and I'll just write them all in this week. I don't need to have a sticker for them all the time. But let me know what you think down below. Did you like this kind of throwback to using old kikki.K? It's a new kikki.K collection, but using it the way I used to. Let me know down below. You can find me on any of my socials. Don't forget to be subscribed to and to enter my 10K giveaway, which is still going on. I'll link that video down below for you so you can get to it really, really easily. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic, fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!